Hey, what's going on, guys? Mark Luckenball with Local Client Takeover here. Thanks a lot for joining us, and I'm so excited to get started. So, first things first, and if any of this sounds boring to you guys, I feel bad for you because I'm a complete geek when it comes to market research and kind of understanding my clients' niches better so I can better serve them. I look better in the long run, it's easier to sell the stuff, and the results are just better for everyone. So, I want to start out with the market research module, and this is the intro. I included a picture of the Incredible Hawk because this stuff is incredible. Once you implement these basic, pieces of research and these basic pieces of knowledge into your marketing, you're going to become better at sales. You're going to be able to deliver to your clients like never before. You're going to make more money. Your clients are going to make more money, and everyone's happy, and that's a win-win. And we need more. We need more of that in marketing. So many people these days are, they get excited about delivering, micro wins, and it's not about a micro win. You can get more money out of these small businesses, and you can give them a lot better results. So in this module I'm going to talk about customer lifetime value, CLV, why it's important. I'm going to go through all that stuff, how to figure it out, how to educate your customer on it, your potential client, because the fact of the matter is sometimes your clients don't know as much about their industry as they should, or they don't understand. They don't want to look at things from a business perspective, and we'll get more into that. I don't want to touch on that now. I want to do a 30,000 foot bird's eye view here. We're gonna talk about researching the most profitable services for your client. Do this stuff before you even get on the phone with them, before you sell them anything, before you give them a proposal. Understand where their bread and butter's at. You're going to seem so much more knowledgeable. You're going to be positioned as an expert on the phone call. They're going to have more trust in you, and if you follow through with this stuff, you're going to make your client a lot more money than a typical SEO who, they're okay with ranking them for generic terms, and they don't understand the behavior of your client's customer, so on and so forth. We want to talk about profit margins. We need to know our client's profit margins. This stuff not only it's going to help you become better at sales, as you can, like I said, be an expert. You can educate your client. Your client will, have that trust in you because you understand their industry and their business model, which brings me to the next part. We're going to go over understanding their business model as well as understanding their industry. Now, some of these can go under other, like understanding their industry. We could put CLV under that, but CLV is so important just because of its weight in doing sales better and also being able to get your clients a better ROI through your marketing services, that I wanted to make it an individual thing, its own thing. We're going to wrap this module up with some just really brief training about intelligent keyword research. It's not, I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised to know I don't really use a lot of the fancy smancy keyword tools, and there's a lot of reasons for that, and plus most keyword tools are just going to lie to you anyway, so that I don't want that to be a scare tactic. We just have to be more intelligent when we do our keyword research, and that in turn is going to allow us for better on-page structure and architecture for our site later on. So this stuff's so important. We're building our foundation, and of course then we need to kind of wrap it all together and see how we handle seeking opportunities for paid traffic. The more we understand about their business, their industry, their particular model, their profits, the turbulence in their industry and their specific business, the more we understand that, the more we'll be able to understand where their customers hang out, what platforms we can advertise on. It's all about, we talk a lot about selling SEO and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's all about ROI for us and our clients. So, organic SEO is fantastic, but I want to talk a lot about paid traffic in this membership as well, because it's fantastic to be able to deliver near instant results. 7, 10, 14 days you can start having leads come through their door, where your competitors, other SEO companies, that is, it's taking them 3 to 6 months to deliver any type of results. So basically that's it, guys. That's what we're going to run through in this market research module. I'm going to try to keep videos concise, less than 10 minutes preferred. If I hit 15, don't sue me, but Definitely want to change the pace. As you guys can tell, I want things to be more concise. I'm speaking a little faster. We're going to run through this stuff a little quicker. It worked in the last mastermind we did where people appreciated, not having to sit through 45, 60, 90 minutes of training per video. So it'll be lots of little micro videos. We're going to cover a ton of content and just maybe it's just me because I love this stuff. I really geek out about the whole market research and how I can leverage it in my sales and to deliver better results to my clients. But I definitely am guilty of geeking out in this stuff. And if this isn't, this doesn't super appeal to you, just try to stick it out because this is gonna just increase your marketing prowess 100 times over. You're gonna be a better marketer by the end of this. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the first video. Hey guys, what's up? Mark Luckenball here with Local Client Takeover. Today I want to talk about one of the most important aspects of our market research, and that's the CLV. In case you guys don't know what CLV stands for, it is Customer Lifetime Value. Now, why is that important? Well, the answer is for a few reasons. It determines how much they can afford, and that directly is going to affect what we can charge, okay? So if a certain procedure for one of your clients nets them $2,000, then we know that's the value of the customer. Anything under that, it nets them profit, and that's what we want. And at the same time, it's going to help you. It's going to be an anchor for your pricing. So, if you get them 5 or 10 extra clients per month and they're making $2,000 per client, your value to them at that point is $10,000 to $20,000 per month. So if you're charging $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 a month for your services, you're way undervaluing yourself, okay? And these are the type of numbers you have to leverage in order to ask for that additional money. Knowing your client has a large CLV or decent profit margins is going to give you the ammunition you need to go into the sales call or write the proposal up and say, hey, we want $4,000 a month, we want $3,500 a month, or more or less. It doesn't matter. That's all based on your agency. But working with those larger numbers is going to be able to get you more money. Okay. At the same time, it's also going to dictate what type of value you're offering that business. So being able to articulate that to them makes you look like a rock star. Hey, we made your business, $20,000 last month, or $1 million last year. Just being able to quantify what you're making their business by using those numbers makes you look better as a marketer. And we also need to understand that there's a difference between like the point of sale and the amount they make at the point of sale versus the lifetime value. And this is going to ring true like insurance agencies, for instance, where they don't make their money on the point of sale. It's a recurring thing, and we'll get into more of that as we go. I want to talk about figuring out your CLV. Now this is pretty basic. A lot of people overcomplicate it, but Google is your best friend. You can do simple searches. Customer lifetime value of a cosmetic surgeon patient. Right here, before you even click through in the meta description, we see that today's cosmetic patient is worth more than $100,000 in a lifetime service. Okay, and you can go through. Another really good search is like cosmetic surgery statistics. So you can insert your niche in there, whatever industry you're working in, and you want statistics. There's so much data in the data sphere these days that if you just tap into Google, you can find so much information about the industries you're working with. This is doing your due diligence. You need to find out what the customer is going to be worth. Walking into the sales meeting or getting on a sales call with this information already on paper in front of you makes you look better. It positions you as an expert in their industry, and it gives you just tons of ammunition to fire off larger numbers at them, both what you can deliver and what you want to charge. Another great way, this might seem a little tongue-in-cheek, call them. Call them and ask. Tell them you want to do a study on their business. You're doing a report on it. You want to figure out what their profit margins are, what the lifetime value of a customer is. A lot of up and coming businesses do this. It's really popular in the construction industry, where a lot of stuff's priced by like square foot. it's a price per square feet. You know how big the job is. Everyone needs to stay ultra competitive. They will call around and have jobs priced out from their competitors and use that as an anchor to price, their services more competitively. So, it's definitely a more common practice than some might think, and some people want to overcomplicate everything and not understand the solutions right there in front of them. So, it can be as simple as that. Another really cool way is more for like the insurance agency situation, or anyone who has like a recurring membership fee. If you just take the recurring membership fee, say it's $50 a month, and want to keep it simple, and let's say data says that their average subscriber stays on board for 9 months. You need the lifetime of the customer, and any good business will have this information. They'll have how many times each person buys from them, and if not, this gives you even more ammunition to sell them a more solid system for their analytics, and to track customer behavior, and to track lifetime values. Very important stuff. So the average subscriber stays on board for 9 months. The CLV is $450, and you have to factor in upsells during the stay, referrals they brought on, and there's tons of other CVO metrics that can come into play when calculating customer lifetime values. In a lot of cases, your clients are most likely going to be one-off deals. A dentist performs this, but then we have to keep in mind, it's all about upselling them into the cleanings every 3 to 6 months. It's all about, when they do get a cavity, when they do break a tooth, they're going to go back to their dentist. Okay, same thing with businesses like landscapers. If they get into the contracts of mowing grass, it can accumulate over time, where you might look at the value and say, hey, we can't charge these guys much because they only make $100 a month per contract. But consider that they might be doing that same lawn a few times a month over the span of a few years. The customer lifetime value exponentially increases. Same thing with cleaning services, just stuff like that. So you have to look at it from a long-term perspective with stuff like that, and knowing this is going to help you articulate your value to the client, and it's going to give you more leverage to charge you more money. Where instead you might walk in and say, oh, these guys do $50 or $100 lawn mowing services, and you're going to value your SEO or your paid traffic campaigns based on those numbers, and that's wrong. We don't want to do that. We understand we give more value because we look at the long-term value of their customers, okay? And that's going to be all the anchoring you need to charge more, and your client's going to perceive you as someone who's giving them a lot more value. You're showing them the long-term numbers, and it's just the best way to go, guys. Implement this, and you're going to do really well with sales, and you're going to do really well with showing your clients that you're so much more valuable, than just giving them short-term numbers. So, thanks a lot, guys. Hey guys, Mark Luckenball with Local Client Takeover here. Welcome to Volume 2 of our Market Research module. Today we're going to be talking about researching profitable services, and there's two. Again, we're doing everything for a few different reasons here. If you can bring more profitable customers to your client, it increases your value, the value of your services, and how the value your client perceives when they, look, hey, how much are we paying them? Is it worth it? Also, it's going to be a lot easier to tackle a lot of these micro niches. The more you dig down into something, it's going to be easier. As you can see from the graphics here, this is just I'm going to run through 3 different examples in this video, but right here on the left down here we have just an average plain Jane concrete patio. Okay, over here the backdrop, we have a stamped and colored patio. Now just common sense tells us which one of these patios is more expensive. So this is going to be the whole mindset for this video is, we want to bring the best customers to our clients. We want to bring them the most lucrative deals through their front door. That's what's going to make them see us as rock stars. Okay, it's going to allow us to charge more, and the more we know about the microservices they provide, again, you're positioned as an expert. They're like, wow, this guy knows my business. He understands, my business model. He understands the industry. I want to partner with this guy rather than work for, or work with, Joe Schmo SEO up the street who, they don't know anything about stamped concrete, how much it costs, the profit margins involved. They don't know anything about the business, so why would they be the best partner to work with? So let's just jump right in. Okay, so typically let's just stick with this example. We have concrete, we have patios, driveways, pool decks, pole buildings, foundations, sidewalks, etc. Okay, just typical plain Jane concrete, and this stuff goes between like $3 to $5 per square foot, and it's gonna vary depending on your location. Some places it's gonna be 8 to 10, in different parts of New York. Down south it's actually even cheaper. It's most likely around 2 to 4, but so your average cost is $3 to $5 per square foot. That's what the contractor's charging. Okay. Now, when we look at decorative concrete, like we saw on the front slide, that nice stamped and colored patio, we're talking about things like stamped and colored, stained, landscape curbing. These are all more expensive services, obviously. So let's take a look at stamped and colored concrete, just for example. We're at like $15 to $20 per square foot. Okay, we went from 3 to 5 to 15 to 20. That's the uptick. That's the additional. Now there's some more costs involved. There's some more hard costs to the contractor themselves. It requires more specialized labor. They have to order the release powder, the coloring agents. They have to use a better quality sealer. So there's more costs involved. There's more time involved, and it's a more specialized crew. But any veteran concrete company has the resources to knock this out. They're gonna make a lot more profit. It's just like Pablo Picasso said when he painted a portrait of someone, and he charged him a ton of money. They said it only took you 30 minutes, and Pablo Picasso said, yeah, you didn't pay me for 30 minutes to draw your portrait. You paid me for the 30 years it took me to learn how to draw a nice portrait in 30 minutes. So it's the same concept. Your clients are going to charge based on their expertise and based on the expertise required to complete the project. So their profit margins are better here. Decorative landscape curbing, $10 to $15. That should read linear foot. Apologies. That's always done in linear feet. But regardless, it's great money, and it comes, just real quick, it comes with a curb machine. You walk behind it, it lays it down. So these are the type of services that if you get the decorative landscape job or a stamped concrete job for your client, you're going to look like a rock star. Now, the services we listed prior, they're part of their daily operations, okay? They need those jobs to survive, to sustain, the business, to cover overhead, payroll, paychecks for the owners, the bosses, everyone. These are the golden nugget jobs. These are the jobs that, put the new car in the garage. These are the jobs that make Christmas nice for your clients. So, the more you tackle these, the better, and you're going to find that as you dig into these services and see which ones are more profitable, you're doing keyword research at the same time. Now tell me, do you think it's a lot easier to rank for concrete contractor plus city or stamped patios plus city? There's going to be less SEO competition in the longer tailed, more specific queries. So you're winning the game 2 times over there. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So let's just jump over and take a look at a few different industries quick. Okay, let's jump over to roofing. Now this is just simple Google searches, guys. These aren't my sites. These aren't, leading industry sites. It's just I'm doing Google searches and I'm gathering information on different industries. So we see roofing just here from this simple query. It was like different, prices of different kinds of roofs, whatever I typed in. It was something along those lines, and it runs through a bunch of the asphalt composition, shingles, wood shingles or shake, metal roofing, clay tile. Okay, and this is giving you keyword research ideas at the same time, because you target these through paid ads. It's more specific. You can tailor landing pages to it. You can improve you can improve the potential customer's user experience by having everything tailored to these micro campaigns. So it's you're getting the keyword research done for your organic campaigns, your paid campaigns, your you're becoming more intelligent about the industry to speak to a potential client. It's all good things. So, that's basically it. And you can dig farther in and you can see that like rubber roofs and EPMD solutions and whatnot, that's going to grant you even more cash. That's going to make your client even more money. So these are the type of things you need to be selling to your client, and, these are what you need to be pushing, not the, hey, we'll get you some roof repair jobs or a few re-roofs here and there. You need to say, we're going to tailor a campaign to go after getting you, if we can get you 5 or 10 extra rubber roofing jobs per year, what's that going to do to your bottom line? And those are the type of numbers that complete the sale. It's going to be easier to rank for the stuff, easier to drum up leads with paid ads with this, the specific micro niche being advertised. So it's a multifaceted solution doing this marketing research early on. Let's jump over. I don't want to run too much longer on this video. Right here, there's it's a estimate cost of dental care. Just to jump industries quick, you can check orthodontics, diagnostic services. So here's another. It's another resource for you guys. So just real quick, root canal, we'll choose the molar. Throw in a zip code, doesn't matter. Boom, you have a price for the procedure. Excuse me. Moving on for other dental services and other resources, and I'm just doing costs for dental procedures, and these are the queries we're getting back. We're seeing a dental bridge is normally around $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, so fillings, they're $100 to $300 per area filled. Now that's okay. Again, these are the things that cover overhead, they sustain the business. But if we can get bridges, we can get people wanting veneers in that are $1,100 per tooth, $1,300 per tooth. If you get someone that wants a mouthful of these done, you just paid for your service plus an ROI for the entire year. That's what you need to focus on. They're going to be easier to rank in the search engine, and it's, if someone's actually looking for, a veneer, for instance, they're looking for veneers, and they're Googling, or, an ad comes up on, a social media site, they're going to interact with that more. They don't have the same search behavior as someone looking for a cleaning or finding a new dentist or finding someone for their kids, to work on their teeth. It's complete different behaviors. The more tailored your landing pages, your paid campaigns are, the more conversions you're going to get, the more people are going to interact and engage with your brand. And one last one, you can pop over to here's another FAQ site. How much are dental implants? $1,500 to $7,500. So the cleanings, the filling, stuff like that, again, it sustains the business. The re-roofs, the repairs, the low budget stuff, it sustains the business. The plain Jane patios and driveways sustain the business. This is the stuff that doctors buy Porsches because of this. This is what buys the nice cars. This is what makes you look like a rock star. So that's basically it. It's all about finding the most profitable searches. You're going to knock out a majority of your keyword research at the same time, and it's even going to help you with your site architecture because you're going to know exactly which landing pages need tailored for certain behaviors and certain, the behaviors of different searchers when they're doing those type of specific queries. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope that helped. Hey guys, what's going on? Mark Luckenball with Local Client Takeover here. As you guys can see, I'm still extra snazzy with these PowerPoint graphics, trying to spice things up a little bit in these little short videos. But today we're doing Market Research Module Volume 3, The Realities of the Business / Industry. Now, I could go on for days about this, but I want to keep this as concise as possible, and it's actually your guys' job to do your due diligence and figure this research out when you're on discovery calls with potential clients, before you even begin making your lead gen site. These are all things you have to understand. You have to get to know the industry you're going to be generating leads in, or, prospecting for clients in. You just have to know. And the visual representation here is that we have a big mansion. We always look at the base dollar of something, like for instance a big roofing job, and we'll think, wow, look how much this roofing company makes off of this roofing job, and in all due reality we have Roofer Joe over here to the left with a big laundry list of bills, all kinds of expenses. It's just not the reality of it, okay? So let's dig in. We're actually going to use roofing as an example for this video, but I want to talk about the importance of researching the industry itself, and then your potential partner, your potential client, whatever, their business model as well, because everyone's model is going to be a little bit different, okay? Everyone's going to see a fluctuation of margins depending upon how their infrastructure is set up and how they run their business day to day. So that's the research you have to do on the discovery call. You have to figure this stuff out. You have to figure this stuff out, and let's get started. So we have a big roofing project, right? $30,000, whatever, it doesn't matter. And it's actually funny to see some people in the industry who talk about selling these really, really expensive leads or doing rev share on this type of stuff, and they're making all this money from these leads, and in all due reality, that's a tough pill for me to swallow, because right off the bat we have labor. Okay, they have to pay their roofers. We have office staff. Okay, they need to pay whoever's in the office, the receptionists, the estimators, stuff like that. Even a small operation can have a person or two in the office full time. Okay, and even a small operation might have a 3 to 5 guy crew. All of those people are full time paid. Insurance and workman's comp. I don't know how much you guys know about these type of industries, but insurance and workman's comp for roofing is huge. It's a massive expense. It's always going up. Not if, but when people do get hurt and make reports, your rates keep going up. It's a very tough industry for that matter. We have wasted damage in material. People, whether they're new, veterans, doesn't matter. They're always gonna accidentally, cut a piece of plywood wrong. They're going to rip some tar paper. They're going to, nail the shingles down wrong, and they're going to blow a nail through and have to throw shingles out. It's going to happen. We have the actual material purchase. This is massive. This can be $100, $200 to $600 a square depending on the roofing material. We have plywood. We have drip edge. There's a lot to it, guys. You have it's been so long since I was in this industry, but there's a ton of stuff, guys. The nails itself. And then that's not even taking into consideration whatever loans they have out to actually sustain their business. The work trucks, the fuel to get to the jobs, the ladders, if they have metal brakes. These things are so expensive, guys. Compressors go out all the time. It's a lot there. Things like dumpster rental and the cleanup crew. It's things people don't think about. And in all due reality, this big roofing project, they might see 10% profit margins. You have some that can do like 18 to 30, but that's like mom and pop outfits where they don't have a lot of overhead. Your typical roofing company, if we can actually jump over to an article right here, I wanted to pull up for you guys. The reality is a 2.8% profit margin is the reality. Now that's incredibly terrible, okay? And that's why when you're getting into this industry, you have to know these numbers, okay? The best thing you can do is just ask your potential client or partner what their margins are. Okay, what is your profit margins on these type of roofs? Take the time to learn about their business. It's a lot from a sales perspective too, because people love to talk about their business. They'll sit and talk your ear off, and they'll give you every piece of ammunition you need to close the sale. But at the same time, these are things where if they're making a 5% profit margin on a $30,000 job, you're not going to charge them $500 a phone call. You're not going to charge them, $300 a phone call for leads to come in. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to make fiscal sense. And if you have a few people that say, hey, well, we charge this much per phone call for this roofing company, you're very lucky. You have a great roofing company that's overpaying, to be honest. But, that's just what it is. These are the type of numbers you have to know. Okay? And you have to dig down. I know we use roofing as an example, but you have to dig down into the business model of your potential client, or someone who you might end up partnering with if you're putting together lead gen sites or rank and rent properties. You have to actually figure out where their high profit margin services are and how much money they really make on the service. So it's just a major, it's a massively important thing a lot of people leave out. And the more you get to know about an industry, the better. The more you know about the costs of materials on the contractor, stuff like that, it'll allow you to measure how successful your marketing really is for a roofing company or a landscape company, lawyer, dentist. It doesn't matter. You can really measure how successful your marketing is, and that's important for you to make sure you're providing a good service, and it's important to them to understand they're making an ROI and they're happy to pay you every month. It's all about the longevity of your client. If you fail to show the value of that your service is providing, then you're going to get a cancellation. The lifetime value of your customer is going to decrease. So we need to take as much time, like I said, learn about the business, learn about the pain points. It's little things like that a lot of people don't take into consideration: how expensive insurance is for roofers, and how workman's comp works, and how much the materials are, and stuff like that. People don't take into consideration, and I just strongly feel you should take it into consideration before you jump into a project. So that's it, guys. Wanted to keep this one short, but it's on you now to research the industry. Take some time, read some reports. There's tons of data out there. Just Google, roofing contractor statistics, roofing business numbers, roofing business statistics. Throw some customer lifetime value queries in there, and Google's going to give you every single answer you ever need. You're going to learn more about the industry. It's going to make you a better salesperson. It's going to make you a better marketer, and it's going to make you look like a superstar in the eyes of anyone you work with. The more you know your numbers, and the more you can show them the ROI you're delivering. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope that helped. Hey guys, Mark Luckenball with Local Client Takeover here. This is Market Research Module Volume 4, Intelligent Keyword Research. A lot of people ask me, what tool do I use to do my keyword research? And there's so many different tools on the market, some cheap, some fairly expensive, and I've tried a lot of them. I've played with a lot of them, and I know a lot of people I work with prefer certain tools and they really like them, but for me, I really don't use any. So in this video, I want to go through exactly how I do my keyword research, what it looks like when I'm done, and how we apply that to different aspects of our marketing. So let's just jump right in. What are we looking for? Okay, we're looking for queries that people actually use, okay? And a lot of times, what people actually query and the results you get in keyword tools are going to be inconsistent. It's just the fact of the matter. Doesn't matter if you use Google's tool itself, which I actually use, and they don't give the correct data either. It's the fact of the matter. It's something you have to get around. You have to use it all for estimating. But we want to try to approach this intelligently and optimize for queries that people actually use. This is going to help develop our site architecture. People sometimes get caught up on things like siloing and different topical pages. This is gonna mitigate that issue right off the bat. And right along the lines of site architecture is page experience. This is going to help form, and we're going to be able to craft whatever user experience we make based on the behavior of the person searching, which we're going to have a good idea what their behavior is based on the query they're arriving at the page from, if that makes sense. If not, it will more in a few minutes here. So let's jump right over here, and I use the keyword planner, okay? A couple things to keep in mind. I don't go bananas in this thing. I just don't. I do locations, and I'll usually target the county. It's a little bit more widespread than just a typical city search or town search, and you can break everything up by suburbs if you want. You can add a bunch of extra stuff in here. Doesn't really matter, and a lot of times I do, especially if you're targeting smaller population areas and you want to target 4 or 5 suburbs in a small city. You can throw them all in here, throw the counties in. Make sure you're telling Google we want the data from this area. Okay, then up here, I mean, it's very basic. We want to just throw some keywords in. Okay, just Los Angeles dentist, dentist in LA. If I could type, that would help. Just stuff like this. We're not going to do anything too crazy here. Maybe just start with these 3 and get the ideas. And this is exactly how I build a keyword list. It's very simple. I don't use a ton of high-priced tools or anything like that. But you basically search through, and yeah, this is definitely a tool that a lot of people use for AdWords, but it's perfect data to use for lead gen, rank and rent, organic, because the higher the suggested bid is for the CPC, the more valuable your leads are going to be that you deliver to a potential client. There's so much insight you gain from doing intelligent keyword research. So this is going to get your bulk your bulk keywords. Okay, and since we're already targeting in Los Angeles, we can just do dentist. Okay, we can do cosmetic dentist. We can get funky like that. And let's just give this a second to pull up. As you can see, now the search volume exponentially increased when people just look for dentist and they're searching in the Los Angeles County area. So that's the IPs they're searching from, and that's the query. Now, I don't suggest optimizing just for dentist necessarily. That's a very broad keyword, and even anyone that does AdWords will tell you that the broad match, you sometimes can get it a little bit cheaper, but at the same time, it's just not quite as targeted. Where if you go down, someone looking for dental implants LA, they know what they want, they know the area they want it in, and it says average monthly searches of 10. Guys, we've ran AdWords campaigns for keywords that said they had 10 searches, 0 searches, not enough data, 20 searches, and we've gotten 10, 20, 30 calls per month off of those keywords. So, and if you know anything about the ratio of impressions versus clicks versus actual calls and conversions, the search volume had to be quite a bit higher in order to get all of those calls off of that keyword. So keep in mind, these are just rough numbers, okay? And we can move through here and just pick the best ones. This is also where you're going to make your different groups, okay? And a lot of this is going to come from the information you gathered when you were doing the research on the services, okay? The specific services. That's like the implants, the teeth cleaning, okay? Stuff like that. And we're going to go even farther, and let's say dental. Goodness gracious, I can't spell it all for some reason. Dental veneers. Let's run with this. Now see, this is where you're going to, like I said, you're going to build more ad groups. Okay? And once you get done, this can take some time. Don't rush through this. Don't optimize a homepage for a Los Angeles dentist and call it a day. You're going to miss out on so many conversions, so much traffic, so much money, it's not even funny. Okay? So keep in mind, this is how I use the ads tool. I also like to use tools like Oodle Suggest. Yes, that was a self-plug. This is Frank and I's tool. I always like to show this thing off whenever I can. It's basically this. A lot of people are more familiar with Uber Suggest. It's basically a tool they use. They use Google Suggest API. Okay, and basically this data is pulled from what people actually typed in and searched for on Google. So what better place to get data from than what people are actually searching for? And some of these terms, if you look through, they're not going to have a lot of search volume if you plug them into here, but it's what people are actually looking for. Okay, so they're great tools to perform research as well, and you're going to end up with a list like this. Okay, so we have just a massive list of keywords here, and this was actually set up and structured for an AdWords campaign, which is why we have the negative keyword list in here as well. And they're just, it's lots of keywords. It's just a lot going on right here. But this is what your rough keyword list should look like. You should pull as much as possible out of the planner. And remember, you added the county in, or all of the areas you want to target. I mean, you could really go down. You could go to like Beverly Hills. You could do Hollywood, the one in California. Is there? What the heck's going on here? Huh. Okay, that was the wrong one completely. Just forget about that. I don't know what Google's problem is, but you can add as many locations in as you want for them to look for them to pull data from. So, you know, don't be scared just to add in a bunch of, you know, naked keywords without the LA, without the Los Angeles, because if you're on your mobile or you're just searching and your Google's serving you geographically relevant results anyway, a lot of people aren't going to type in dental veneers cost in Los Angeles. It's not as natural of a query, okay? And that puts the intelligent and intelligent keyword research. For instance, we have porcelain veneers, okay? People are searching for that. People are searching for, you know, dental implants cost, and this is great for you to also build, you know, to do more of the local content marketing that I spoke about before, you know, because you're going to have your money keywords that people are coming to buy, they're coming to learn more. You're also going to have a ton of informational searches that you can pull people on with good content. They can read it, they can learn a lot from it, and then you pull them into your funnel and get your client a lead through that. We're not going to talk any more about that in this video, but I just wanted to put that out there. Don't disregard a keyword just because it doesn't seem like someone has their wallet out and ready to spend. That's the wrong way to look at this stuff, okay? So once you have your keyword list, I like to actually break it up into groups, okay? As you can see, this is exactly how, well, I don't want to say exact, but this is a really good start for site architecture, okay? Look at what we're targeting. We're targeting different behaviors, okay? We have dental implant searches, we have dental bridge searches, cosmetic dentist searches, dental veneer searches in this column, and just the dentist Beverly Hills, CA, you know, dentist Beverly Hills. You can see some of them got mismatched. It's okay. But, you know, this is perfect for site architecture. So we want to have a landing page that speaks to people who want dental veneers, okay? The entire experience is informing them about veneers, showing them pictures of veneers that your clients have performed, you know, the procedure, and they just look beautiful. You know, talking about any pain points people might have, overcoming that without any negative connotation. You're going to structure the page to sell. It's a sales page, okay? You're going to have plenty of information, plenty of calls to action. You're going to have your USP, you know, your unique sales point or pitch, however you want to call it, up at the top. You're enticing people to become a lead. You're informing them, you're building trust, and you're pulling them into your client's funnel, okay? It's exactly what you need to do with each one of these pages. And that's why it's nice to have your keyword research done properly, because we know that, you know, we have our dental veneers landing page, that's going to be where all the leads are going to come in. And then if we want to make informational pages under this, like the cost of porcelain veneers, stuff like that, you already have all the topics for blog posts that you can put on the second, I'm sorry, not the second tier, but you can put as posts, as you know, or even as child pages, however you set up your architecture, and that can all silo back to that page. It's going to help for rankings, and it's going to improve user experience, okay? It's the perfect way to set up the page, and it looks like a lot of work, and you know what it is. And you shouldn't cut corners with keyword research. Don't cut corners here. Put the work in, develop the pages so they actually convert into leads, because whether it's for a client or it's for your lead gen, you're going to make more money the more leads that come in. That's how everything's based, guys. So don't cut corners here. Spend plenty of time, and like I said, you're accomplishing a lot of things. Going back, just a quick review, you're finding out intelligent queries that people are actually searching for. You're developing your site architecture. You know, you already have all your main topical pages here. You know, going through other keywords, you have a bunch of ideas for child pages or blog posts that can interlink back. and you also know how you need to make each page feel. What type of experience do you need to deliver? What type of information do you need to give to draw people from that page into the funnel so they can become a paying customer to your client? And that's the basics of doing keyword research. That's how I do it. I don't have a ton of expensive tools. We don't have some magic formula that builds the sites out, and silos them for us. It's just we found the best results with this stuff, and we dominate with these type of topical setups. So hope that helped, guys. Thanks a lot.